Bimal Samal is the Executive Director of BNI Kolkata CBD and North, and he brings a high level of energy, dedication, and motivational management style, building effective teamwork because he firmly believes in teamwork that makes dream work. He has over 22 plus years of experience in driving key and high contribution responsibilities in blue chip multinationals, erstwhile Usha Martin, currently Vodafone, Max New York Life, Systema, MTS, etc. A successful track record of making a meaningful difference to people, process, profitability, and growth. Work through complex environments and situations to effect many a spectacular turnaround through robust planning and effective execution. Specialization in both direct and indirect channels of distribution, business development, and other support functions. Possesses a clear understanding of the industry with the distinction of managing startup operations and exploring new markets to achieve business excellence at the lowest overall cost without compromising in quality and optimal utilization of resources. His recent accolades include he is a member of the Franchisee Advisory Committee, BNI India. He is an international speaker in global and national conventions. He is the District Director, BNI India, and has successfully helped in launching new regions in India, specifically Bhubaneswar, Cuttack, Guwahati, Siliguri, Howrah, etc. He was a BNI Global Founder Circle member for the period 2017 to 2019. Under his astute leadership, BNI Kolkata CPDA is the #1 region in the world in 2019, among the top 3 regions currently and since last 5+ years. In the last 7+ years, BNI Kolkata CPDA and North region have grown to 1375+ members with 25 chapters, with an average chapter size of 60+. Thank you for close business of 75+ crores a month on month, making one of the best regions globally. His burning desire is to positively impact people and make some difference in the lives. His family information: he's married to Namrata and blessed with 2 sons, Rajdeep and Rajveer. Something no one knows about him: he has traveled 1200 kilometers in 10 days on a cycle from Kolkata near to Bhutan during school days. Wow. His key to success: he does what he likes and likes what he does. His favorite and famous quote: keep soaring and keep running. So over to you, Vimal sir, for an exciting session ahead.
Thank you, Vivek, for the lovely, introduction. If even if I am able to live up to whatever I have done till now, in the next few months and years, I think we can really, scale up further. Happy morning, BNI, and namaskar, all the audience who have logged in through Zoom, FB, and YouTube. So today's topic, why this stand up and scale up? I've just tried to blend my past experience and the learnings from entrepreneurs like you, because we have been going through some turbulent times. So, it was best for us to understand what we can do so that we can stand up during this time and scale up. Next. Well, scaling a business is actually not a one-day affair. Neither is a 30-day affair, and neither is a 120-day affair. It's actually a journey. Like we say, success is a journey. Scalability is also a journey. Often I say, it's like if you're not breathing, you're not alive. If you're not scaling up your business, which means you are not in the right trajectory, you need to have a scaling up mindset. Well, I would also strongly recommend that scalability should be a culture of your organization. Scale up, stand up, and scale up. Next. So this is a new word, which let's understand about this new word. Before that, see the picture. I'm sure most of us would have seen Victoria Memorial, and I'm sure this picture reminds us of that, super cyclone Amphan. Before that, here is this word which is called jettisoned. I allow you 1 minute's time to just Google this word and find out the meaning. And please do use the chat box or the comment section to write the meaning of jettison. The time starts now. Well, you throw, you drop, drop from a plane, from an aircraft, many things. But literally, in general sense, it means all of us have been thrown out of gear in our lifetime. Neither in the past, neither we could envisage that something like this, we are going to experience, which is called a lockdown. Something like this, we never dreamt of. So we all have been thrown out of gear. And when we have been thrown out of gear, what is that common discussion which takes place? And let's talk about those common discussions. Next, the common discussions are, well, if this is lockdown 5, how is lockdown 6 going to be? uh, until unless a vaccine comes, nothing is going to happen. Well, we can still wait for some medicines for the cure. Economy is not in good shape. What would happen to my business? These are the common discussions which takes place during this time. Now, let me tell you, these discussions, when it comes, there are things which are in your control, and where there are things which are not in your control. So things which is not in our control is, when is the vaccine going to come? I really don't know. When are we going to get medicines? I really don't know. What is going to happen to the economy? Bad shape? When is going to pick up? I really don't know. But what I know is, and let me share with you, I have seen economy boom in the past. I have seen economy go down in the past. One thing which has been in my control is, whether economy is good or not so good, I need to work hard. And that's what I have been doing in the past. That's what I continue to do now. And that's what I would continue to do in the months and years to come. So things which are there in my control is my hard work. Economy could be in bad shape. It could be in good shape. It does not depend in my hand. But what is there in my hand is my hard work. The other question which bothers most of us. Next slide. As an entrepreneur, you come across these two choices. What is going to happen to my business? Well, if you do nothing, nothing is going to happen to your business. Or what can I do to scale up my business? So when you're saying what is going to happen to my business, you're actually worrying. Okay. In the other hand, what can I do to scale up my business? You're actually thinking, what can you do for your business? And let's see what we can actually do to scale up our business. Next. So we are very familiar with this word now called quarantine. You must be doing many things regularly on a daily basis. Have you ever quarantined yourself to discuss and understand about your business to scale up? See, often when we sit in a coffee table or when we are sitting with our peers and friends, and this is how the discussion happens. What is your plan for this year for your business? And very happily we mention, well, this year I'm planning to have an increase in turnover. I'm thinking of a great profitability. But actually speaking, there is no thought through process. There is no plan which has taken place. It's always good to mention that I'm looking at a profitability, I'm looking at growth. But seriously ask yourself, have you actually done your SWOT analysis? Next, have you done your SWOT analysis? When I say SWOT, have you actually identified your strengths of your business or the opportunity your business can provide? The business which gives you name, fame, glory, how much time do you actually invest for the scalability of your business? You must be doing business, but what are you planning for your business growth? What is that strategy which you have adopted? What is that 3-month plan? What is that 6 months plan? What is your long-term plan? Is there a plan in place, or you're just doing business? Because as I mentioned, if you're not breathing, you're not alive. If you're not scaling up, your business is not growing. You are static. And let me tell you, many people say, whatever you have been doing in the past and whatever results you're getting right now, if you continue to do the same thing, you would continue to get the same results. Often we go to consultants and coaches to get some inputs as to how do we scale up our business. That's good. you know they can always give you some direction, but let me tell you, you are the best person to understand your business, because you are doing this business day in day out. You know the nitty gritties of your business. You are the best person to find out what are the newer ways by which I can scale up the business. I've said, invest 2 hours every day in your business. Quarantine yourself to find out how you can scale up. I didn't say spend. Oh, Bimal said, I need to spend 2 hours time. No, no, invest. It's not like, the chilled AC room is there. You get into the room is dark and you fall asleep. No, 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 no. The way you meditate, you need to meditate for your business every day, because this business gives you name, fame, and glory. So if you're looking at scalability, you need to do a slot analysis for your business. Next, how do we do this? Can we? So are we only looking at business, or are we looking something beyond business? So if you're looking only business, so I think you're only looking at a short-term growth. If you're looking business and beyond, you need to continue to build a relationship. And building relationship is nothing new. You need to continue to build relationship so that whatever you sow right now, you are going to get your desired results. So that when competition starts thinking, how do I scale up? You are actually ahead of them. When competition starts thinking what needs to be done, you are already ahead in your thought process. So this is the time. Invest more time into the scalability of your business. You should be ready. When I say you should be ready, how do we get ready? Next. Well, we are not into networking business, connecting people. If you see business, it's all about people's business getting connected to their network. Okay, it's people business. Whatever product you're selling, whatever services you're providing, it's people business. Okay, and you actually expand through the network, through proper referrals, because we often say when you are referred, you are preferred. So how do we do so? Try doing one-to-one with your those members, those connects what you have. When you do the right kind of one-to-one, try and do this one-to-one with the giving mindset. Most people, when they actually do network with people, they try to sell to the room, or they try to sell to the person. I think you need to start changing the approach of networking. You need to learn how to start giving, because by giving them, you're actually teaching them what they need to ask you next. So once you're doing a one-to-one with a person, with a business entrepreneur, two things is happening. A, your relationship actually goes up, because you are keen to understand about his business to help him in his business growth. Two, you are generating more referral partners for yourself. Just imagine if 10 people is providing you 10 referrals every month. Imagine if you have 20 of them, your business is going to double. So make it a habit that every day try and network with at least one person and understand if you can help him or her scale up the business. Corporate and SME meet. Now, let me tell you, everyone looks for optimization. We all want an entry to the corporates, or large SMEs or SMEs, to actually take our services and products there. And let me tell you, we sometimes find that the CEOs of the companies or the MDs of the companies do not want to meet us. I think it's a myth completely, because they also want to learn. They also want to understand what are the new products and services available in the market. Because if they are able to avail those products and services, their organization is also going to save cost, which increases profitability, technology, the latest technology. So it's a myth that the CEO and the managing director of the companies would not want to meet you. If you approach in the right way, if you approach through the right connects, I'm sure they are also going to give you some time. Just imagine if you are making an entry to a corporate, what wonders you can do for your fellow members and your fellow business entrepreneurs. This is a time when, most of the organization or most online meetings, they talk about business. But BNI as an organization, they have been doing business through online. Let me share with you, BNI did 1 billion US dollars during this time across the globe in the month of April, and they continue to do in May, and the business is scaling up. So most people are talking business. BNI is actually doing business. Next. So this is the time you need to, sometimes people feel, why should I work right now? Markets are not open. Not too many clients are, venturing into my outlet. Not too many people are wanting to listen to me. So you have two choices, as I mentioned. What is going to happen to my business? So if you do nothing, let me assure you, nothing is going to happen for your business. But when you do something, what you're actually doing is, this is the time to build that runway. This is the time to build that runway. This is the time to, have passengers ready for yourself. I remember in my childhood days, or you guys must be having, your child must be doing this. We used to have these piggy banks. Most of the time we used to come and insert those coins in the piggy banks. Okay, and one fine morning after few weeks, we used to, either take the coins out or, break the piggy bank. And to our surprise, that used to dovetail into few rupees. So just 50 paisa, 1 rupee, 2 rupee coin, became 1000. And what joy we got. This is the time to actually, so in your piggy bank, the more referrals you are able to, the more connects you are able to insert, time is going to come. Build the runaway, build the customers, because ATC is definitely going to give you a signal to take off. ATC is definitely going to give you the signal to take off. Are you ready for that? Is your runway ready? Do you have enough passengers for yourself? So what I intend to say is, are you ready to take off? You might have gone through certain business losses during this time. All I know is, if your runway is ready, if you have the right passengers, you may be able to mitigate those losses which you may have incurred during this time. Choice is yours. What would happen to my business? Or what can I do to scale up my business? Nothing new which I am sharing. Even in the Mahabharata, it says, कर्म कीजिए, फल की चिंता ना करें. फल शायद आज आपको नहीं मिलेगा, लेकिन फल आपको जरूर मिलेगा अगर आप कुछ करते हैं. अगर आप कुछ नहीं करते हैं, तो एक बात की तय है, कोई फल नहीं मिलने वाला है. Next. So I said 2 hours invest into, business scalability. 2 hours into health, because health is equals to wealth, is equals to positivity. Well, this is the time when you find, minds are battered, because, business has been literally shut down for almost 100 days now. Minds are battered. And more so with the super cyclone coming to Kolkata, the infra is also battered. Okay. Amidst this scenario, how do I remain positive? See, you would have often come across people, they pretend to be positive, they pretend to be positive when they are in doubt. They pretend to be, optimistic when they are scared. But you are determined to do something, then you can defeat everything. This is the time to actually, you need to be determined, so that you are positive, so that you are healthy. Because if you're not healthy, if you're not focused, if you're not positive, how can you spread that positivity in and around you? Now, this question might come to your mind, how can I impact the world by creating this positivity? You don't have to impact the entire world so that they become positive. But can you impact one person and make him or her positive? Because you may not be able to change the entire world. Can you change that person? Because this could be his world. So by remaining positive, you are not only, doing good to yourself, you're also being able to encourage your family members in and around, your near and dear ones in and around, and all those entrepreneurs whom they look up to you. This is the time to also invest 2 hours into your health. If you have not been doing, do whatever you feel like. You want to, stand and jog, you want to run, You want to skip, you want to dance, do whatever you feel like. Invest 2 hours into your health. I'm sure you must be doing, but it's time to invest 2 hours. So I'm saying out of 24 hours, 2 hours into your business scalability and 2 hours into your health. Do whatever 20 hours, whatever you wish to do. Now you must be wondering, Bimal is saying all these things, 2 hours invest into your business scalability, 2 hours into your health. Let me tell you, I always, whether it is business or whatever I say or whatever I do, I first practice myself before I preach it. So whatever I am sharing, I would have done that or I am doing it. Okay. I do not share anything which I have not done myself. So today could be the 83rd or 84th day. I have been walking 13,700 steps on an average every day. I just don't want to be some superstar. I just want to be remain fit. Okay, fitness has nothing to do with losing weight or an XYZ. Fitness is something to do with, am I mentally also fit? Am I positive? Because until unless I am positive and fit, I would not be able to think about my business, which gives me name, fame, and glory. Just to share with you, just see today's date on the screen. It is 20th of June. I would have done my 13,600 steps today in the morning itself. And after this session, possibly I'll have more time to do so. Possibly I'll be doing some 17,000 to 18,000 steps a day. So walk the talk. As a leader, you need to walk the talk. It's just you cannot just preach and do nothing, because people are looking up to you. So when I'm saying you need to be positive, first and foremost, I need to be positive. If I'm saying for business scalability, you need to invest 2 hours into quarantine yourself, I'm also doing so because I'm also showing scalability in my business during these turbulent times. Next slide, please. Well, my ask for you is, BNI is all about fulfilling millions of wishes. What's your wish? If you want to fulfill your wishes, you know, BNI is a platform which can help millions of people fulfill their wishes. If you have liked whatever I have shared, I'm sure, this you could have listened, in the past, but sometimes reiteration is important. Sometimes it is very important for you to get focused. I'm not saying whatever I shared today is something very new, but could be the way I presented to you people, possibly, yes, it's so simple to do. 2 hours invest into my business scalability, 2 hours into my positivity, my health, which is the wealth. I have 24 hours. Do whatever you feel like doing. But can I do these two things? If you have liked it till now, I would request you to please use the chat box, give your comments and feedbacks. Please use the FB comment box and please share your uh, feedback and comments. Thanks for the all the encouraging words, as one of my co-ed was sharing that, we all look for appreciation, whether it's me, whether it's you, and it actually costs nothing. If you're making sense, it's always good to appreciate people. So moving on to my next agenda is, when I was talking to entrepreneurs like you, okay, across the city, across many cities in India, outside India, in Kolkata, outside Kolkata, I was able to sum up 5 to 7 common questions which came across minds of many entrepreneurs, and I have been able to derive at an answer within solution, taking inputs from many entrepreneurs, and using my past experience. Now these are my views based on whatever I have acquired talking to people. Well, choice is yours. If you wish to implement, please go ahead and do so. If you don't wish to, there's no issue at all. Question number 1, it says, Should we reduce workforce and compensation by 50%? This is the question which is going across in the minds of most of the entrepreneurs. Well, let me tell you, uh, it's actually a no brainer. As a leader, if I am supposed to reduce 50% of the manpower and 50% of the compensation, it's actually a no brainer. See, often we say he's a visionary leader. You are a complete visionary leader if you are able to take your people along. If you're able to take your people along, this is the time you need to think for them. Just let me tell you, these people have built you. Whatever you are today, I'm sure they would have also contributed in some form or the other for your growth. So, isn't it time for you to think about them, for think about a win-win proposition rather than going by the no-brainer way? Let's cut manpower. Let's cut, compensation. Because let me tell you, when you cut compensation by 50%, neither you are happy, neither the person is happy. So, can we do something? Can we work out something? Again, I'm saying, it may work for you, may not work for you. The call is yours. You always have this option of reducing manpower and reducing compensation. But can you look for a win-win proposition? So, if I were you, I would do this. So, if the person is getting 20,000 as salary, I would say let's reset. So some organizations use this word called KRA, key responsible areas, KPI, key performance indicators, TNC, terms and conditions. So I would tell to this employee of mine or person of mine or leader of mine, okay, let's reset our KPI or KRA. Today is 20th of June. So from 20th of June to 19th of June 2021, I'm just giving an example, a hypothetical example. Your turnover is 1 crore rupees. Right now, I pay you 10,000 as your salary. I hold your 10,000. The moment you do your 1 crore by 19th June 2021, I will pay you back 10,000 into 12, which is 1,20,000 rupees. On top of that, I would pay you another 5,000 rupees per month into 12, 60,000 rupees. Why should I mind paying it? If 1 crore, if the person is fulfilling the organization's objectives, why should I not pay him? Instead of telling from today your salary is 50%, I am still giving him a chance to recover that cost of his. And let me tell you, it's not only them. You also, during this time, have to come out of your comfort zone. And when I say comfort zone, I'm not telling you to work for 16 hours. Because you might be wondering that in the past I used to work for 8 hours. Right now, Bimal is suggesting to work for 16 hours. I'm saying no. I'm saying work that 8 hours, but use that 8 hours productively towards your work. Come out of your comfort zone. The people who are working with you, they also understand the market dynamics right now. They also understand the challenges. And I'm sure they are also going to respond to this thought process of yours. And I'm sure they are going to fulfill the aspiration of the organization. And I'm sure they are also going to recover the money which is being held by the organization. Choice is yours. Very easy path where you don't have to utilize your brain. Cut down the manpower by 50%, cut down the salary by 50%, or give an option, because that is a win-win proposition for you. The company earns and the person earns. Move to the next slide, please. Is this the right time for diversification, or we should look at collaboration? Well, diversification we can look in two ways. One is, in my current business, how do I diversify? So for an example, if I'm into paint business, whatever setup I have right now, there's a huge demand for sanitizers. I think my setup is well equipped to actually deliver sanitizers. So I'm actually diversifying within my current business. So I'm actually not getting into some new domain. What is diversification which is outside my domain? So gold prices are soaring up. Gold prices right now is around 50,000. I need to jump into gold business. Now, let me tell you, grass always looks greener on the other side. Whatever business you are in, you have been doing this for many, many years now. You have mastered your business. Try and find out what else can you do in that business. It's much easier rather than getting into a newer domain right now. I'm not against diversification, but what I'm saying, you need to choose the time right. It's like most people or many people have jumped into sanitizer, gloves, and masks. If you are still thinking there could be a demand, but it could be you are late right now, because those people who started 3 months ago or 2 months ago, they're already in the scalable path. But can we look at collaboration? So what exactly I mean by collaboration? Right now, most people are wanting home delivery, but the grocery guy who supplies have got limited space to store those goods. But there's a huge demand. Okay, but at the same time, we often hear that there is a problem for manpower. Many manpower has gone to different, states. Here is a travel guy who has many cars and many chauffeurs. And here is a real estate guy who has many godowns, many empty places or spaces. Now they all three come together. So the travel guy is able to deliver in every nook and corner of the city, getting business. The grocery guy used to supply to limited places because paucity of space and network. When I say network, no community, no delivery mechanism, and no storage space. Real estate guy is helping. Just see the collaboration. Real estate, grocery, travel. You can always work out, it might work very good for you if you start looking at collaboration, because somebody's there beside you, with you. So I'm not against diversification, but I'm saying, can we look at collaboration? Because many entrepreneurs in and around. Can we come together? Can we work together and make a difference to our business, the way we are doing business? Next. Would IT be still considered a support function? Well, people who have worked in, large organizations or organizations, sales has always been, the top department most of the time, because they generate revenue. Okay, and all other functions like the HR function, the IT function, the other functions has always been termed as a support function. It is the time to look IT as a business function, as a revenue generating function. Reason being, we all are traditional mindset business entrepreneurs. We have been doing business traditional way, which is face to face, meeting people. We, as I said, we have all been thrown out of gear. We never knew that IT of course played a very, very important role, still plays an important role. But I'm saying, am I a IT enabled organization? Well, I'm not an IT guy. I'm not selling for the IT people, right? But what I'm trying to say, do I have plan B ready in place so that whenever these kind of situation comes, the organization is ready to scale up their business even during the turbulent time? So let's start looking IT as a business function, as a revenue generating function. Question 4, please. Is this the right time to follow up for outstanding payments when business is not in good shape and minds are battered? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. They might be your client for many years, but this is the time you also need your cash flow to be in shape. Because let me tell you, if you have 10 clients who are not paying you, if you don't call them, you can be rest assured none out of the 10 is going to pay you. Okay, very few or seldom you would come across customers who would call you up and want to pay you. और वैसे भी घोड़ा अगर घास से दोस्ती करेगा तो खाएगा क्या? It is always good to do that follow up, because all I know, or all you know, out of the 10 people, 4 might pay you. Because let me tell you, cash is king. Till money is in your bank, that money is not yours, it is theirs. So even if you get 4 clients paying for you, it's still good. And also, I would recommend, please reset your terms and conditions as well. Maybe you are doing work with 100% credit. Maybe it is time to look for 100% advance. Because right now, any person wanting any services and products is in serious need of that. I think you also need to set your TNC right, that this is the time, because already you have an outstanding of 6 people not paid you till now. There's no point increasing more outstanding. Maybe it is time for you to work right now with 100% advance. Question 5, please. Webinar. So right now also we are in a webinar. Okay. So this is an interesting question. One of the, I would say a mom asked, I won't say entrepreneur mom. Okay. Mom asked that, should I ask you this question? I said, yeah, please go ahead. And I think this was the 42nd or 43rd day of lockdown, when she said, whosoever I asked to ask, they are jumping from one place to another, attending webinars and doing what? Actually acquiring knowledge, because knowledge is power. Well, let me tell you, don't you think your mind is also a processing unit? It can only observe whatever capacity it has. It's like the more you eat, more than your capacity, it ends up at indigestion. Okay. So your mind also requires some space to actually ingrain whatever it has been able to grasp from that webinar. So jumping from one webinar to another as if everything is going away and this is the end of the road. You know why? Because people start competing with others. My friend has done 5 webinar, how can I be left behind? My colleague has done 6 webinar, how can I be left behind? And more so, many people start telling, if during this lockdown, if you have not attended 10 webinars, you have done nothing. Come on, give it a break. Most of the time, we actually jump away from our happiness quotient to someone else's happiness quotient. And I'm not trying to be a guru or a Mahatma or anything. What I'm just trying to tell you is, do something which gives you happiness. Don't do something for others which may not give happiness to them, and for sure not to you. So it's like, I put it very nicely and just for fun. Webinar, you just change the word N to M and pronounce in Hindi webinar. People who jump from 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 webinar, वे बीमार है. क्या ले रहे हैं वो? हम तो अटेंड किए, बट हम लिया क्या? क्योंकि अगर यहाँ पे प्रोसेसर में कुछ नहीं आया तो मैं क्या सीखा, मैं क्या दूंगा? कभी कभी है ना, हम दूसरों के लिए अपनी खुशियां मार देते हैं. सो ये मदर बहुत अच्छा बोली. वो बोली, सर, मैं है ना, इन 45 दिन में ना, सिर्फ अपने दोनों बच्चों के साथ अपना वक्त गुजारा. दोनों बच्चों के साथ. क्या मैं गलत किया? मैंने कहा कतई नहीं. You have this 45 days investing with your kids have given you happiness. Had you done all those jumping, into webinars, cooking classes, dancing classes, I'm saying do them, but do with your right appetite. Next question, please. So am I pushing to sell my products and services, but people are not wanting to buy now? Yes, maybe. Because as we know, for some business has been great, but for many businesses not been great. And if this is the time you want to sell them, I'm sure they are going to just hang up their phone, maybe not able to listen to you. Start doing some marketing this time. Let me tell you, sales is just a part of marketing. Just a part of marketing. Don't be a salesperson type. Don't make a salesperson type approach right now. So when I say marketing, let me share with you how you need to go about. You see, this is a time when I was mentioning do a one-to-one. If you are an interior guy, I know right now maybe the works have not started because your set of people are not there. So even if you want to start the work in any premises in an office, you are not able to start so because you don't have people. So what do? Do nothing? No, 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 no. As I said, runaway, you have to prepare your runway. You have to prepare your passengers. So this is the time what I would do is I would talk to people, and I think we have an online platform. Just talk to them and share the kind of work I have done in the past. It's like I'll show them a movie of mine. This is the kind of work I have done in the past, and these are my clients. And as a customer, I would always look up to like this and say, oh wow, he or she does excellent work. Oh wow, top clients he or she has. This is going to register in my mind. And more so, what is going to register? You're doing good work, you have good clients. During this time, this person is also very positive. He's still making an attempt to talk about his business with different sets of people. So when the right time comes, I'm surely going to talk to this person to avail some services of his or hers. Why am I saying to show you movie? Let me tell you, let me ask you, many of you would have seen movies like Dilwale Dulhania and Sholay. And all I can, vouch for it. If I ask you scene by scene, you guys would be able to tell you guys would be able to tell when the train started, or in Sholay, when the horses come and when the fight takes place. Just imagine if I were to narrate that movie in a script format by saying this. In Sholay, in the first scene, two goats come and they make some noises, and then I see some plants moving here and there, and I see some two horses coming, like this, like, how would you enjoy it? Show them movie, because it registers in mind. This may not be the right time, but as I said, you're building your runway, you're building your passengers. So when the ATC gives you the not to take off, these are the people just going to come to you and say, I would like to do business for you. And for God's sake, don't sell, don't make your products and services so cheap. I have seen people, they come across and say, I am the cheapest. I mean, who has given you the right to tell your product is the cheapest? Are you actually selling a very cheap product? The question is, people don't buy your products or services, people buy you. The way you represent yourself. Are you a solution provider, or are you just wanting to sell? A standard way of pitching their business. I am a one-stop solution. Tell me one business entrepreneur who says I am a two-stop solution. I am the only person in this business in the entire India, or entire eastern part of India or western part of India. Well, you have done survey. Nobody else does that business. You are the only person. Wow, we never knew that. Talk about those specialization of your business. Try and tell people where you differ. And when I say when I differ, there are also people say I am good, he's bad. Well, I have not given you the right to say so. I am good. Let's talk about my strengths. Why have I need to show my growth by making someone small? If you are actually missing out business, it's because of your approach. Don't sell cheap. You are selling the right products and services. Respect your products and services. Pitch it accordingly. And my final question, question number 7. How can I look at doing things a bit differently to get desired results? Well, I'll give you an example. If you're into mutual fund business, okay, and you have, say, 5 HNI clients, and you have been struggling to double it to 10 for maybe, a last 1 year or so. Let me tell you, let me share with you a simple tip, which could work out for you. And this is for most business entrepreneurs. Talk to those 5 HNI clients. Ask them, sir, what is that quality which you found in me, which made you place your business with me? You also had more financial instruments to invest with. You also had so many advisors, but why did you invest with me through me? Let me tell you, you would get some 3 common answers from those 5 HNI. HNI would be different for different people. Don't get into the literal meaning. What does HNI mean? For some, a 500 crore person is an HNI. For some, 100 crore person. For some, 1,000 crore. So you go by your definition. Now, let me tell you, these 5 people are going to give you 3 such points, which is common. Let me tell you what you're going to do next. When now you talk to any HNI, you are only going to talk about those 3 points, because these 3 points have been able to help you generate business for yourself. Can I shift my focus to do something differently? Because as we say, you You want to be part of the crowd or apart from the crowd? So if you want to be apart from the crowd, sometimes you have to swim against the tide. Everyone swims with the tide. Sometimes you have to swim against the tide. And finally, let me tell you, when you lose a tender, when you lose a business, you introspect a lot as to why did I lose this business? As to why did I lose this tender? Well, great. Some learnings you would find out so that you can implement in the days and months to come. But how often do you invest time to find out why did you succeed? I'm sure you would have won some tender. I'm sure you are closing business. That's the reason why you're here. Why did I succeed? It's time for you to find out as to why did you succeed. Maybe you get some more ideas as to how you can scale up your business. These are the 7 questions which I was able to. If you feel this has added value to your thought process, if you feel this has also addressed some of your questions, please use the chat box and please put your feedback and comments. And people who are live in FB and YouTube, they can also post their comments. Okay. So before I hand it over to Vivek, okay, let me tell you, as I said, I do believe in walking the talk. Most of you guys would be attending this seminar, maybe sitting, some of you may be standing. But I have been doing this session across the country, every session, and this session is almost 2 hours. I remain standing for 2 hours because if the topic says stand up and scale up, how can I deliver by sitting here? Okay, that's again a testimony to preach what you have practiced and walk the talk as a leader. Over to you, Vivek. Thank you so very much for patiently listening to me. I hope I have been able to add some value to the way you are working, and I'm sure this would help you become a much better and bigger leader. Thank you so very much.